Yes, the wrecking ball, Carlos Takam.
Yes, I'm here.
That's
I'm here.
that's wonderful to see you again.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
How are you feeling, Carlos? You okay?
I'm feeling very good, man. I'm feeling very good. Ready for the fight Sunday, man. Very good Saturday.
Let's talk about that fight. Let's get straight into it. It's a big fight. Joe Joyce, he's saying all the right things, saying he's ready for you. He's got a plan to beat you. How are you feeling about it all?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I can't wait to be Saturday to that fight. I can't wait. I'm feeling very good.
How do you think beating Joe Joyce changes your path in boxing? If you beat Joe Joyce at the weekend, where do you want to go next?
if I beat Jojo, what I'm gonna make you already know what's gonna be next, because I today I was right. There was right about Joe Joyce to say yes, Joe Joyce is #1 WBO. If Joe Joyce beats Carlos Takam, he's gonna be mandatory WBO. So if they say that, means say if he's gonna be mandatory WBO, means say he's gonna fight Joshua next. But it's not going to be him. It's going to be me.
Okay.
Because I'm going to win the fight. Yep.
And that's it. That's what it is. You got to be confident. So yeah, the winner out of this fight is going to be mandatory for the Joshua and Usyk winner.
Yes.
So if yourself wins, then obviously I get what you're saying. You'll be in pole position. If Joe Joyce wins, then he'll be in pole position. But the fight's an intriguing fight. He's a big guy. He's a solid guy. He's got a great chin. Takes a hell of a punch. But you're the man that comes and ruffles the feathers, goes to the body and comes over the top. Do you think that game plan's going to work on Joe Joyce? Do you think you're going to be able to close the distance, get past his big, long, strong jab, and get close on his chest and start bringing the thunder?
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm here. Please go again. I'm sorry, I'm here because I have a.
No. What I was saying was, I'm saying, in your strategy, obviously, you're the shorter fighter. You faced many big guys, and he has a great chin. Everyone knows about how tough he's solid his chin is. How confident do you feel you're going to be able to get past his big long jab and get close up to him and do what you do best, work the body and then swing them over the top? Are you confident that you can close the distance and bring the thunder and bring the pain to Joe Joyce on Saturday night?
Who told you that going to be my game plan? Who told you that?
Do you know what? I'm sure you've heard the same thing I've heard. I'm not going to go into all of that, but there's been a whisper, and they feel like that's your game plan. Someone has, put it out there in the universe.
That's great. That's great. If he thinks it's gonna be my game plan, he's gonna be surprised. He's gonna be surprised. maybe yes, maybe not. My game plan is gonna be confidence for me. I don't want to tell you what's gonna be my game plan or how I'm gonna fight with Joe Jones. Come on, man. You already know I'm not gonna. You already know. So I have my game plan. I know how I'm gonna fight with that guy. I know how I'm gonna win that guy. I have my game plan. I don't want to tell you like, yes, I'm gonna do exactly like you just told me. Yeah, because I know people think I'm gonna do that, but because the way I boxing, my style, the way I box like that. Yes, but sometime in the ring, your game plan can change. It depends how the guy, your opponent, it depends what he give it to you, and then you change your game plan. But I already have my game plan.
Absolutely.
Carlos, just taking Anthony Joshua out of the conversation for a moment, where does Joe Joyce stack up in your list of opponents? The likes of Alexander Povetkin, Derek Chisora, Joseph Parker. Is Joe Joyce better than those in your opinion, or is he not as high a level as some of those?
No, listen, Joe Joyce, that guy is a good boxer. I have a respect for him. He fight many guys like Daniel Dubois. He wins Daniel Dubois. I don't want to say Joe Joyce is not the top boxer in a fight, but I have a you know, in the heavyweight division, you cannot know what's going to happen. So every time be careful, you know, because that division is dangerous. You know, with one punch, you can win your fight. You see what happened with Joshua and Ruiz. When the fight started, everybody was saying, yes, Joshua gonna slap that guy like 1-2 rings, gonna finish. You know, Jojo is not a small guy. He's a big guy. He's a strong guy. So I come to that fight because I know that guy is a big guy. I don't want to come. I don't want to go easy with him. I know he don't want to go easy with me. You know, yes.
What did you think of his win over Daniel Dubois? Was it something that you were expecting, or did you expect maybe Daniel to get the victory? I think if I remember correctly, Daniel was favourite on the night. Did you think it would go down like
that? Yeah, you know, Daniel was sorry for that fight. You know, me too. I was thinking Daniel going to win the fight by point. You know, like this, but everything changed. Everything changed after the fight. After every round, you can see Joe Jones every time with the jab. And Daniel Dubois cannot stop that jab every time. And so, after you know what happened, Daniel Dubois stopped the fight because you have an injury in your eye. Yes, Joe Jones win that fight.
Dean, let me come to you a second. When you look at Carlos and his resume, we said a few names back then. I mean, let's take AJ out of the equation at the moment. We'll come back to him in a minute. When you look at Carlos's opponents, Alexander Povetkin, Joseph Parker, Derek Chisora, there's other big names on there. How do you think?
Face Pulev as well? Did you face Pulev?
How? Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, Dean. How do you think those names stack up against the Joe Joyce? Do you think Joe Joyce is better than that of opponents?
No. Listen, Joe Joyce is for me. This is just. I'm not disrespecting anyone. Joe Joyce is a hell of a fighter. His resume is a very good resume. But when you're talking of the likes of the guys Takam have faced, they're a little bit above him. He hasn't achieved the same as a professional, and some of those equally as an amateur, they achieved more than Joe Joyce. But Joe Joyce is on his way. He's a lot younger. A lot of the guys we've mentioned Takam has faced are retired, are former world champions. Takam's faced the who of who in the division, like himself. He's getting on a bit, and he's faced the best fighters that we've mentioned in the current time and previous times. He's faced all the guys that have been best, and he's been a warrior. Even if he's come up short, he's still been a warrior and bringing the smoke in each and every one of those fights. He's never in a dull fight. We can definitely say that he's someone. If you don't need to fight Takam, you stay away because you're in for a hard night.
Carlos, I saw an interview with you the other day where you said you have unfinished business with Anthony Joshua. Is that something that you still believe? Do you still think you have a score to settle there because of the way your fight was stopped with him?
Listen, yes, like I say, I have a business with Joshua because, like you know, that fight, I take that fight 7-day notice, man. 7 day, I take that fight. And when they told me about that fight, first of all, I say no, it's too close. After I speak with my people, and they say yes, but I take that fight because I was in the social media. I see people write and say Joshua say he going to put me down in 1 round. That's when I was pissed off. I said, what the hell, really? I call my coach. I say, let's go fight that guy. I'm gonna see if he's gonna put me down in 1 round. I said no. Definitely no. Come on, man. You cannot say you don't know me. No, I take that fight. So I take that fight. Yeah, I don't want to tell you like I was not prepared because that is it. I don't like excuse, you know. I don't want to. Yeah. Yes, I don't like excuse. I was not prepared. I always ready in my head. You know, I always ready in my head. But the referee stopped that fight. I don't know why. I was pissed off. I don't know why. I asked him too many times. Why? He cannot answer that question. You know, that one I say my business with Joshua is not finished.
Have you spoken with Joshua since?
Say again?
Have you spoken with Anthony Joshua since?
Yes, you know, after that fight, yes, after that fight, man, yes, after that fight. After the fight.
Do you think AJ beats Usyk?
Man, that is a question you need to. That is a question for AJ, not for Carlos Takam. Well, yes, for me, I think yes. I think for me, I think yes, he beat Usyk. Yes.
Let's talk about Carlos Takam then, and I'll let Dean come in there as well. Because I know, Dean, you obviously know the heavyweight scene far better than I do. How long, Dean, do you see? How long, especially if Carlos gets this win on Saturday? How long is it before we see him in another world title shot? Do you think we can see Carlos Takam in there? Like he said himself a moment ago, he wants this WBO mandatory. So if he beats Joe Joyce on Saturday, do you think we'll see him out there next against AJ, or do you think the Fury problem comes up again?
You know what? With this heavyweight boxing, there's a lot of politics in the way of heavyweight boxing. Doesn't mean because you're a mandatory, you get your mandatory shot. Sometimes you can be sitting on the sideline for years like Dillian. Sometimes you get the opportunity and your shot comes up quicker. But one thing I know, this is a business and business rules first. Money talks, bullshit walks. So that being said, if Joshua gets past Usyk, Fury gets past Wilder, the likelihood is that fight is going to happen before anything else. The undisputed two guys from the United Kingdom, this neck of the woods, and that's how it will probably be, because the governing board, the sanctioning boards are going to get great money for, these guys to say, like, come on, put this show on, let's get these guys out, you know what I mean? So likelihood is they'll do that show and they'll have maybe a 2-fight contract and it will just spill over. So Carlos Takam potentially, if he was a winner, then he'd have to probably either sit out on the sidelines or maybe take a warm-up fight until all of those things are done. But you're right, the mandatories, they're going to have to get done at some stage, because these sanctioning boards, they're not having it. They're not letting any champions sit on these titles unnecessarily. I think they were the ones who stripped Tyson Fury in the beginning, weren't it them, the WBO? Originally?
I think that was it. Was it the IBF?
Was it the IBF? I know it was one of them.
After the Klitschko fight, yeah?
Yeah, was it that one?
Yeah, IBF.
Yeah, I know it was one of them. Which belt did Parker have? Was it the IBF or
WBO?
So then, I would assume it's that then, because how did that belt become available then? I don't know. Look, if either way we get in the picture, Saturday night you get a great win. It might not be long last, especially unless those other guys start to lose. Then it changes the picture landscape again differently. But Carlos, you got to go out there and do your thing. You got it all to play for Saturday night, and let's see how it goes, man. But I'll be watching somewhere intrigued. I think I'm in a party mood, so I'll be somewhere drinking and enjoying this.
Carlos, can I ask you?
Thank you, bro.
Carlos, feel free to tell me. You're not going to divulge too much information. I get it. But we like seeing Carlos Takam in fights where he comes forward, like Dean said before, throws those big bombs. Is Joe Joyce the kind of fight where you can do that? Or do you think you need to stay back and try and box? Are you looking for the knockout, or do you want points?
Yes, I hear your question, but like I told you, my game plan. It's my game plan. It's for me. That's gonna be for me. I don't want to tell you what they're gonna do, but the situation can change in the ring. You never know. The situation can change in the ring. If I have if I have an opportunity to put George Jones down, I'm gonna do it. I don't want to just looking like this or winning by point. No, Saturday, right? Yes. Oh.
Saturday, yeah.
Saturday, I come in my mind. I want to win. How am I going to win? I don't care. How I'm going to win. I don't care. By KO, by point, but I'm going to win that fight. That one I can tell you, man. That one I've been told you.
You sound really
good. It's that he's confident anyway. And there's nothing wrong with being confident. I understand again that you don't want to divulge too much information because, this is a UK channel as well. People are listening, and you're smart because you don't give too much away. So respectfully, we get that. So right, you know, people got to tune in Saturday, and they'll see exactly what your game plan will be. And like you said, you're going to adjust to whatever's in front of you on the night, which makes sense. And any would say the same thing. So I can get your concerns. We're not trying to trip you up here. This isn't a show where we're trying to, you know, get information so people can. We're just trying to make people understand Carlos Takam. We're trying to make people resonate with you. You know, like that. They know you anyway. You're a warrior. You've been here on these shows many times. You're a quarter Englishman somewhere down the line because you come here fighting with our guys. You know, so they somewhat support you. They know what you're gonna come and bring Saturday night. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying. You don't want to divulge too much. But what we might talk about then is, how has your preparation been? Maybe we'll move to that. How has your training camp been? You had a long time, you had notification, you had long notification. So how about we talk about your training aspect? How has that been? How has it been for you as you're getting on? You're a little bit older. How is the training element of stuff for you? How's that?
Listen, man, my training was really good. My training was really good. I start my training camp in Vegas. You know, we train every day. I have a good sparring, and then I come back. I come here in UK. They already make some train. They already make another training camp here in UK for me before I'm coming. So I finished my training camp here in UK with good sparring. You know, with a good sparring, and then it was really good. I'm happy for that. It was very good.
Okay, that's good. Do you mind if we ask who the sparring partners were? If you don't mind on giving us any indication. You know, if you don't mind, if you don't want to, it's fair enough if you don't want to divulge your information, but it's a curiosity. Some people might know.
No, I would like. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, you know something.
Okay.
Well, listen.
You know what? You know what? After the fight, yes. After my fight, I'm going to tell you everything you want, man. I will tell you. I can tell you everything you want after the fight.
We're going to that. We're probably going to have to bring you back on so you can let your tongue go a little bit more, so we can get that.
Yes.
I think that's the best point of call for us, because he's a bit.
Yeah.
He's holding a lot in there. He's holding a lot in.
I think that's fair. Well, listen, Carlos, before we let you go, give us a prediction, if you would. I know you want to get the win. I know you say you're gonna win. If we can get a prediction from you, Carlos Takam wins on Saturday by points, early, late, knockout. You tell me, what's the prediction for Saturday?
Both.
Listen, he wants the W. Anyway it comes, he's gonna take it.
He's going for the
yes. You understand me, man. Come on, you understand me. You understand
it's all good.
Me.
Yes.
Listen, I like it. Well, listen, Carlos, we're right behind you Saturday night. Wish you all the very best for a great fight. We will get you on after. We want it. You can tell us then if your prediction was right. You can tell us after.
All right. Okay, thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Take care.
Thank you, sir.